Hey Lisa.
Hey Nick, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm great.
Thanks for taking some time here this afternoon to get together. I know we've talked a few times over the phone, and excited for the opportunity to come and learn a little bit about A1 Moving here. I know that you guys have a great company here in Hopkins, and as I mentioned over the phone, wanted to obviously ask you a little bit about your company. I know you've been in business for a while, and obviously wanted to introduce who we are and some of our capabilities. I know that I mentioned over the phone we've had some success with different moving companies here in town, and I know your account is up for renewal in about 6 months, so again wanted to introduce who we are. And out of curiosity, how long have you guys been here in Hopkins? Has it been a number of years now?
I think we've been here like 20 years.
Okay. And have you always been involved in the business for those 20 years? Or?
Yep.
Okay. I can imagine you've seen a number of different things as far as growth in the company and probably some changes to the industry and things like that.
Absolutely.
So how did you get involved in the business to begin with? Was it family company? Or?
Family company, and my husband and I just took it over after they kind of stepped aside.
Okay, great. Well, we, as I mentioned over the phone, and wanted to talk a little bit in person about our company. Currently, we're the 6th largest broker in the country, and there's a lot of things a lot of great things that come with that. First of all, and probably most importantly, we feel like we've been very successful in helping companies like you help buy their insurance. And along with the size that our company has, we've got phenomenal relationships with our carriers, and in many situations will give us access to programs that other agents or other companies in town may not have. So that's certainly one of the benefits that we have from a size standpoint. The other side of the equation is the fact that here in Minneapolis we're an office of about 15 people. We operate very independent of other offices or other Brown & Brown locations. And the reason I bring that up is we've got a very decentralized philosophy, meaning from an insurance standpoint or from a business standpoint, if there's things that we're able to offer our clients, we don't have the policies in place to go through, for lack of a better word, a lot of red tape, and we're able to deliver to our clients what we need to deliver to them to make sure that their business and their business interests are best protected or obviously insured. Talking to you a little bit about the process that we go through, and I like to bring this slide out because I think it does a good job in depicting our process. And this is a picture of a bridge, and it's you've got to kind of work with me in some capacity, but the reason I point this out is insurance can be a cumbersome thing to review on an annual basis. I understand that, and a lot of people have said that. Our process specifically is, as this slide points out, is your program tested or untested? And specifically, how does your policies, or how would your policies react in the event of a loss? One of the things that we focus on, and really our uniqueness to helping people buy insurance, is ensuring that we've done a thorough coverage analysis. And what I mean by that is, as I mentioned, we like to learn about your company, who you do business with, the areas that you operate in, but then to actually review the policies that you have in place to see if there's recommendations that we would suggest to you. And obviously at the end of the day it's your decision how you handle those, but we want to make sure that there's no gaps in coverages, or that limits on certain things are accurate. And again, going back to this picture, that when you drive across the bridge you want to make sure that it's a safe bridge to drive across, and that's the analogy that we try to, again, explain when we help people learn about our process.
How much time is this going to take me?
The whole process itself, you know, typically we ask for at least a month in advance of when things renew, so we certainly have some time. We're about 6 months out. But as far as the coverage analysis, those are all things that we do in-house. Typically we get 2 to 3 people from our office to read through the policies to make sure that we're covering our basis and we're you know, analyzing things the correct way. And certainly from an underwriting standpoint, there are some additional follow-up questions that usually come. I would say from a policy we're able to probably get 50 to 75% of the information we need, but usually there's some things that the policy won't provide, or just things in general that we want to know that help us describe, you know, your business as best we can. Out of curiosity, have you guys tested the market over the past few years, or have you gone through this process before in any way?
We've used different brokers. I mean, we don't want to shop our insurance every year, but you know, our agent usually says he checks around.
Okay.
So, I mean, we haven't moved for a while, so I'm kind of interested to see what the conditions are out there today.
Sure, sure. When he's tested the market, as you mentioned, is he bringing you back a couple different quotes, or do you let him bring back his #1 choice? And
it varies by year, but we've done both.
Okay. And have you shopped insurance outside of that agent in recent years, or have you always just allowed him to do that for you?
Not for the last several years. We've just used the same agent.
Okay. Have you had him for, do you know how long you've had him?
I think he's been here probably like 5 or 6 years.
Okay. Do you remember the reason for switching 5 or 6 years ago?
I really don't. I think it probably had to do with price.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Great. Well, Lisa, as I mentioned, you know, what we'd ideally like to do is to take a look at your policies, and I guess, how do you feel about what we've talked about? Are there some things that seem of value, or they're
I mean, I think that would be a valuable service. I don't think anybody from the outside has looked at what we've got, so I'd be interested in sharing that with you.
Okay. Well, we can certainly set a time. I don't know how the remainder of the week looks, but I can come back when it's convenient and again get copies of those policies and begin the process, and we can go from there.
Sounds good.
So thanks again.
Appreciate it.